Good morning, guys. I'm Rebecca Carter, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about property purchase in West Melton. So the client are the go-getters. There are a couple. Nathan, who's 27, he's an accountant and earns $65,000 per year, and then you have Jane, who's his wife, 25, who earns almost double the amount, and she earns $120,000 working as a GP. The aim of the purchase was to secure their finances and have capital growth, and their budget is $600,000, which comes from savings and their parents helping them out with $120,000. So now we'll be taking a look at the West Melton demographics. The population is just under 20k at 17.5k, almost 17.6k, and it consists of 4.6 thousand families, in which the average of people per household is 3. Now the median weekly rent is $290, and the median weekly household income is $1,424, which is pretty decent in comparison to the median weekly rent, because West Melton is known to be not the most affordable area, but one of those more livable, affordable areas for people who make less than $70,000 per year. Another great factor of living in West Melton is that 90.9% of the household have rent, which is 30% less than the household income, saving them a lot of money. And 28.5% of the couples don't have children, and the average number of bedrooms per occupied private dwelling is 3.5. Now we'll take a look at one of the most important things when purchasing a property, which are the factors to consider when actually purchasing a property. So the main thing a person wants to look at is the long-term capital growth. Without this, there's no point in really purchasing a property, because why would you want to purchase something that doesn't have any benefits for you in the future? Next would be the location of public services and utilities such as schools, public transport, entertainment, hospitals and stuff, because it's important to be close to those areas if you are wanting to see capital growth in the future, as people do like those amenities and entertainment services when they're close by. Also, the condition of property is really, really important, as having a well-conditioned and clean and presentable property attracts more people. Having a reasonable interest rate is also a very important factor, because people wouldn't want an interest rate too high. Having the right size of property is also important, because some people prefer having larger properties, smaller properties, depending on whether you have a bigger family or smaller family. Lastly, budgets are very important, because when buying a property, you should see how much a property is worth and how much you can afford. This is the first property. It is 17 Heritage Way, Melton West. It is priced between $550,000 to $580,000, and it includes 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Doesn't have that much car space, like you could park it on the side, but it doesn't have like a driveway or a garage. It is also 724 square meters. The advantages of this include that it is within less than a kilometer of radius of 3 major schools, including primary, secondary, and specialist schools, which is good for walking distance. Another good thing is that it is only an 8-minute drive from Melton Station, or a 16 to 20-minute walk. It also has a very large backyard, which could be desirable for families who have kids, as they would want their kids to go out and enjoy nature, as opposed to stay home and play games. However, as mentioned before, the disadvantages include not having that much car space to park your car, and the house itself could use some renovations, as even on the inside it has some rustic look on the inside, which is not the appealing type of rustic, it's just it's old. This is the second property, located 4 Carina Drive, Melton West. This is $569,000 to $599,000. It's quite smaller than the last one, is 581 square meters, but it does include a shed, rainwater storage link, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and 2 car spaces, 1 in the garage and 1 outside on the driveway. The main strength for this was that the exterior is very nice compared to the other one. It's a very appealing and ambient look. It is also close to 9 different schools, and it is very central for shopping centers, entertainment services, dining, and all that kind of good stuff. However, a major weakness is that the train station is 3.4 kilometers away, which could take up to a 40-minute walk. Also, the interior could use a work, as it's just white tiles in the kitchen, which is a bit unappealing and doesn't fit the theme of the rest of the house. Forest Estate and Croissant is the final property in Melton West. It is $550,000 to $600,000, has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It is smaller than the previous one at 328 square meters. However, it has a 4-car space for 2 in the garage, 2 in the driveway. The strengths are pretty similar to the last one. It has a pretty good exterior, has 9 educational facilities within a 2-kilometer radius. However, the only main downside is that it's 5.5 kilometers away from the train station. And the bathrooms could use some renovations, however, that can be a bit costly and time consuming for the investors. I've decided to go with property number 1. It was very close to educational facilities, shopping centers, and amenities. Also, it was very close to the train station, which is important. And it was just below the client's budget, had the most amount of square meters and rooms, and located in an area of potential growth. The property would cost $1,988 per month and has a rental yield of 4.3%, coming to $23.8K annually. The market value is also pretty good for the property, as it is predicted to be $640.5K, and in 10 years it will be $745.8K. This is using the compound interest formula. The suburb has also seen an enormous 12.5% rise in values of property in the last 12 months. However, in conclusion, property 1 is the best investment purchase to make in Melton West, as the clients aim to create long-term capital growth, and this property ensures that. Physically, it's larger than the other 2, consisting of more backyard and bedrooms. Also, the fact that the properties have increased by 12.5% in the last year in Melton West ensures that the area is full of potential for capital growth, which achieves the aims of Jane and Nathan perfectly. The yield is also 0.7% higher than the median yield in Melton West, as the median is 3.6 and the median yield for this property is 4.3%. And a higher yield bond tends to have more and best capital long-term growth.